3.5.
Was that you pretty close to what you wrote down?
Yeah.
Is that why?
For sure it was.
Okay, naturally.
Yeah, it was. We are right in the middle of ranking a bunch of cities that we have been to find out what our top spot is.
You can see the leaderboard and see where our top 3 currently stand.
Yeah, so we got a ranking. Each of us gets points 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on a number of categories, 10 different categories, things like food, walkability, the aesthetics of the place, affordability, things like that. The score is going to be out of 100. And we also have a little game within a game that we do. So at this moment, we don't know what city we're going to do next. I've got a list of about 30 cities. Jillian is going to give me a number here in a minute, and we're just going to go with that city. As soon as she does that, I'm going to read the city, and we will write down our guesses for the other person's total score. So for one person's total score, it's 10 to 50. I think it's pretty close.
It's pretty close. We've tied once, and then I won 2 and you won 1.
This could be tied up.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Who knows? All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. What number are you going to do today?
29.
29. Okay. All right. Chefchouen, Morocco.
Ooh. Okay.
Once again, I have no idea if this is a good guess or not, but...
You always take it so seriously.
Well,
He likes to win.
everybody likes to win. That's the point of winning. All right, so we're gonna get started on Chefchouen, Morocco, also known as the Blue City, a small town, a couple hour bus ride from Tangier. Beautiful place. So let's start off with the food. On food for Chefchouen.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
It was good.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of variety. It's a pretty small place.
What are the things that they're well known for? The tahines. We had those several times when we were there, and those were really good.
Yeah, we actually went back. We were only there a short amount of time.
We weren't there very long.
But we actually went back. But this first spot we went to was really good, and we went back. They had good tahines. Like I said, it's a pretty small village, not a ton of variety, so I didn't go a lot higher. What they had was really good.
Yeah. That's why I gave it a 3 as well.
The coffee in Chefchouen.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, there was coffee. You could get it, but it's not a third wave coffee destination.
When we talk about coffee, I definitely think about like the availability of third wave high-end coffee. Not a whole lot. I mean, you can get Turkish coffee and some local stuff, but it wasn't like the reason to go.
No. The aesthetics of Chefchouen, how beautiful was it walking around?
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Probably the prettiest city I've ever been to. You don't think of cities being very pretty, usually, but it's called the Blue City because everything is painted this outrageous, bright, gorgeous blue color that, you don't even see in a lot of paintings. And the whole city is just covered in it.
I do feel like we need to clarify. We have called it the Blue City and talked about it being a city. It is very small. If you are expecting a London, New York size destination, this is not it.
No.
But it is very beautiful.
Yeah. Size-wise, it's, I think, comparable to Portree, if not smaller than Portree.
Yeah.
But it is very well known, especially in the era of Instagram.
The fourth category is the walkability. Walkability of Chefchouen.
Okay.
Ready? I panicked at the last second.
I felt like you were reaching.
I was gonna do the 5, and then I backed off at the last second because I did remember there was part of the city, like the less scenic part of the city, that we didn't walk to.
Yeah.
That was outside of it more, and it wasn't big, but there was some parts of it that were a little more strenuous. There was lots of hills. It's very
That's why I gave it a 4, was because it was very hilly and kind of steep. So can you walk around? Yes, but it's not your leisurely typical walk through a city.
What about the public transport for Chefchouen?
Like getting to Chefchouen?
Well, the public transport in Chefchouen.
I always get confused about this category.
Okay. Well, does Chefchouen have public transport? our experience, we took a bus to Chefchouen. Other people did as well.
Yeah.
It's normal. That's what you do.
That's how you get there.
That's how you get there unless you rent a car. Once you're there, you don't really need public transport inside of Chefchouen.
I don't even think that you can have vehicles in it.
There were a few vehicles.
It was very narrow.
It was very narrow, very hard to get around, but there's not public transport. We did have a bus that was like 2 hours late to get to us. And so we were talking with like the two other people waiting on the bus, and one of them was a local lady, and she was very shocked because this doesn't normally happen. But all of that to say, there's not a lot of public transport in Chefchouen.
We were like mentally trying to prepare for, okay, if we need to stay here, what are we going to do? Where can we go?
Well, I think we ended up getting into Tangier pretty late because the bus was so late. The outdoor activities in Chefchouen.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
I mean, the outdoor activities are walking around.
It's basically like a hike to walk around the city. And just to be outside while you're there is kind of the point of going to the Blue City, is just to explore it.
Yeah. So as far as a beach or parks, things like that, not really there. But the whole experience in the city is an outdoor activity in and of itself.
Yeah. And it is a bit strenuous, which is why I gave it a 4. It's just because it is a bit more of an involved
that's fair.
outing.
So indoor activities.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. For me, it gets a little tricky. In the Simland, I only gave it a 3 because most of what for the outdoor activities, because you're just walking around. The indoor activities were basically going into little shops or little restaurants.
Yeah, I give it a 2 just because even the things you would typically consider to be indoor activities, like having lunch, we sat out, we had a covered, it was like under a tent, but it was still outside. We did do some rug shopping, which was really cool, but most of that was, half outside, half inside. So not a whole lot of indoor things to do there.
Once again, a lot of that has to do with the size of the place and it being a very much a spot where a few people live and then most people come and do a short visit. What about the safety of Chefchouen? The safety while we're there.
Okay.
I might need a minute on this one. I'm trying to think.
Yeah. I'm in between numbers.
I am too. You go high, I'll go low.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
3.5.
Was that you trying to get closer to what you wrote down?
Yeah.
Is that why?
For sure it was.
Naturally.
Yeah, it was.
Naturally.
But it was good. We didn't have any bad experience. Felt safe walking around.
Even when we were sitting at the bus stop, we were there for 2 hours. I never felt like, oh, we're sitting ducks, we're in danger, or anything like that. The people that we talked to were all very kind and helpful, especially as we were trying to figure out, what was going on with the bus situation.
I think a couple of the more prominent shopping streets through the town were maybe a little bit more people heckling you, trying to get you to come and shop, and possibly a slight threat of, I'm sure there was some threat of pickpocketing in tourist shopping areas like that, but definitely not as bad as some other places we've been. Well, that kind of leads us into the next one because that's welcoming to tourists.
Okay.
So how would you rate Chefchouen as far as welcoming to tourists?
Yeah. They rely on people coming in.
The economy is heavily dependent on that. Like we said, most people were very friendly, very helpful, very welcoming. You have all of these shops that are selling things. You have all of the restaurants. It was a sizable part, at least of that section of the village or the city, was catering to tourists, and almost everybody was very friendly. All right, so finally, the value. How's your bang for your buck to get you there in Chefchouen? You need a second?
I do, just to remember kind of like what it was we spent on things, but I think I'm ready.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
I was in between numbers again, so I went low this time.
There you go. No, it was a very reasonable price place. Even getting there, we took the local bus, which is also probably what caused us to have issues whenever it came back. Lunch and dinner and all of the foods were very reasonable there. Even a lot of the souvenirs were pretty reasonable.
The rug that we bought, very reasonably priced.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you think
handmade, hand dyed. Come on, you can't get better.
Okay. The cost for comparable items elsewhere would have been significantly higher. I think 4.5 is probably accurate again. All right.
Okay. It's time to count up already.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
All right. I think I'll be relatively close. I'm not.
I think I'm close.
You think you're close? All right.
I don't know. Maybe not.
All right.
What was your score?
My score that I gave it was a 31 out of 50.
I thought you'd give it a 37.
Really?
Yeah.
I also thought you would give it a 37.
I gave it a 33.
Yes.
There were some-
You're another one for me.
There were some elements, I think, about it that I really enjoyed going to it. And so if just looking back on my overall experience, without having gone through each step, I probably would have said like 37, 38, just based off of like how much I enjoyed being there. But then, you break it down a little bit, and there are just some things that, are, especially with the system we have, there's some things, not everywhere is going to be a 5 in every category, and that's fine. But I loved it. I loved going there.
I completely agree. I would have thought that I probably would have gone higher on this, and I would still highly recommend this, or the score for this doesn't necessarily match how good of a place it can be to go.
Yeah, because given this system, is a 64 out of 100, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, and it's on the lower end of several options we've looked at.
Yeah, it is. But I wouldn't say that I enjoyed it any less than I did Portree.
Even though with this scoring system, I think it gives it a handicap a lot based on the size of the location.
For sure.
I think it might be the smallest city that we have
On this list.
I think it very well could be. And so you're going to have certain things of the activities, of the, the public transport, things like that just can't be there because of the size of the location. But even though it was a score of 64, highly recommend it as a spot to visit, even though it might not break our top 10. We'll wrap this episode up. Well, you guys, and see you next time.